Hello everyone. Today I want to discuss those who should be highly respected for the actions they've taken are well known for children are a parent's most prized property. Yet regrettably however, the amount of time we have is decreasing due to modern lifestyles. A declining number of possibilities to spending time with their kids primarily due to job and every couple differently from those who ask friends. Babysitters who utilize grandparents, as well as some use a babysitter in a more practical manner. Young couple Jonathan Light and his wife are from a family from California with a little son resides in the town of Irwin. John's parents both work a full-time job. Jonathan works in real estate, while his wife works as a lawyer for a large corporation. Since they both work full-time jobs, they barely had time for their child. And they had to take care of his upbringing, trips in the park, cooking, etc. Typically in these situations, the search for a person who could be trusted with his infant is a very responsible and drawn-out procedure. It's time to focus on only one candidate for such a crucial position after calling the majority of the agencies to re-interview several nannies. Jenny Lee Baker, a young woman with no experience, received the honor of rearing a kid. The couple observed how the young woman was being carried around with their infant. She has practically spoon-fed and shielded the infant at every turn, and she is simultaneously overjoyed as if the child were her own. Most importantly, unlike what many babysitters tell parents, she was not repulsed by the fun as was the case after class. Jenny took her mentee to the playground to play. Outdoor play has always been essential for development, and the young toddler was already having a blast amid the attractions. The nanny sat close by, keeping a close eye out to prevent the youngster from falling, and when Josh finally returned, exhausted but joyful, there was no harm done. He was cleaned up by Jenny, and the couple attempting to return home, but as they crossed the boundary the nanny felt something there physically. She noticed that there was something off right away. Some things weren't set up properly in some cases. She had left them, as well as all the rooms, a complete mess when cleaning was part of her responsibilities, and the girl she was always tidy after a walk. Nevertheless, there was no way the mess create a child, especially considering that all morning they toys were stacked and engaged at that time. When I became aware that there was a resident there is a second person living there. The youngster had already raced into the kitchen screaming her name and pleading with her to come with her right away when she realized she and the baby were in serious danger. Jenny heard a disturbance upstairs and understood they weren't alone. In such a dire circumstance, anyone could have done anything, but especially a helpless, weak girl. In particular if you are unprepared for a circumstance like this. In this circumstance, not knowing who is up there, what to anticipate from them, how many of them there are. She didn't become perplexed, nevertheless, and sprinted to the house's back. Within the home entered the kitchen of the home, took her ward in her arms, and raced out onto the street. Even though the threat had passed, she then noticed a gigantic Mont silhouette approaching her as she descended the steps. The video footage of the security camera shows how everything that happened, including the nanny's quick response to the scene. The girl did not panic but instead ran to neighbors and called the police while always keeping the toddler close to her. The video also demonstrates how the burglars sneaked in and walked around the house looking for jewelry and purses. Jonathan was alerted about the incident immediately. He acknowledged that he found it difficult. To think that something might occur to his family would make me lose all sense of security. There is a full disruption in the home. I can't believe what Jenny did for my son. I am so appreciative to her and happy to have her in our lives. It's very great. Normally, everyone is just concerned with their own life, but here was a delicate girl who wasn't frightened to consider someone else's child. The wife and nanny believe that the nanny was literally a guardian angel for their son because she never once left him. Jenny modestly responds that she doesn't believe that she is a hero because that's what anyone would have done in her shoes. However, as the Irvine Police Department notes, in these dire circumstances, the offender could to the point of having to handle the most dire repercussions. How are you, friends? What do you make of the young girl's behavior? Comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming intriguing videos. That's all for now, more later.